What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to transform your body with cardio. I'm going to be sharing a variety of ways you can incorporate cardio into your active lifestyle, a smart approach that will not only allow you to look your best, but most important, feel your best. Now, cardio can be used as a way of contributing to your calorie deficit, accelerating the fat loss process, or it can be a way to allow you to eat more, whether you're in a calorie deficit, maintaining your weight, or in a muscle building phase. But for the most part, I view cardio not as a fat burning activity, not as a way of burning calories. I simply view it as what it's really meant to be, which is to improve your cardiovascular health, your cardiovascular conditioning, and to live your life to the fullest. So for me, like for the most part in recent years, cardio has just been doing activities that bring great joy to my life, that allow me to live my life to the fullest. So I really enjoy getting out for my walks with my furry homie Chief there. And sometimes we'll hit the trails, and sometimes my parents will join us, and it's always great to have company with us, but I just love being out in nature. It's very peaceful for me. It allows me to get in tune with myself, so it's a great way of managing my stress, in addition to getting those steps in, burning some calories. I mean, but that's never on my mind. On my mind, I'm never thinking how many steps I'm doing, how many calories burning. I'm just living my life to the fullest. In the warmer months, I love getting out on the paddle board, and it's a great little workout for the core and for the back muscles, the arms, the shoulders, all that stuff, and great for my balance and stability there. But what I have realized is that the walking, the paddleboarding, as great as it is for active recovery, it's not so good at improving my cardiovascular health, my cardiovascular conditioning. It's always impaired when I'm doing like a killer leg workout or killer back workout. When I'm sucking wind, I'm like, man, my VO2 max is not what it used to be. I used to do a lot of running when I was younger. I did cross country. I also did track. I love that. I loved in gym class. I always loved some of that long distance stuff. I shouldn't say I loved it. I enjoyed the challenge of it all. I love sprinting a lot better. But definitely my cardiovascular conditioning was much better back in those days. So whenever I do those leg workouts and I'm sucking wind, I'm like, all right, it is time. I've got to improve my cardiovascular health. So I've gone through a couple phases during the past few years. It's usually during the winter months, and I'll get on the stair climber, or maybe I'll do some intervals with the battle ropes and the stationary bike and stuff like that. And only lasts a short duration, maybe 2-3 months. And it's time consuming in addition to all the other activities that I want to get done throughout the week. But what I'm really realizing lately, like at this stage right now, cardiovascular health is really freaking important to me. Now I am in great health. All my checkups, freaking elite level blood work and heart rate and blood pressure and all that stuff. I mean, I'm at the top of my game, but I just know I could breathe better when I was younger, when I was more conditioned there. So I really want to make sure I am prioritizing this, but prioritizing it in a smart way, because you want to make sure that the cardio that you're doing is not interfering with your weight training. It's not interfering with your recovery, that it is enhancing your recovery. Again, like I said, it's all about feeling your best. So you want to make sure that it is complementing your weight training and everything else that you're doing. So we're going to talk about how we can strategically incorporate that into your overall lifestyle. It was fun. I did a little poll in the Jack at the 40 Club earlier this week. It's one of the first steps that I did in this journey when I realized I need to improve my cardiovascular health, my cardiovascular conditioning. I held myself accountable to the group, and then I asked them, like, what do you guys do for cardiovascular health, and what do you enjoy for the cardiovascular conditioning? Because not only is it important to manage your muscle damage and recover, like make sure it's not having a negative impact on your recovery, but you also want to make sure that you are having fun. You're doing cardiovascular activities that you actually enjoy. So it was great hearing like some of the guys absolutely freaking love walking on an incline on the treadmill. Other guys love getting outdoors for a jog. Other guys love to do like kettlebell circuits or like kind of metabolic resistance training type circuits. So it was great to see that they're all doing what suits them best, what brings some joy to their lives, and then just hearing like, all right, how does the cardio that you're doing have an impact on your recovery, and again, your overall joy for life? So what I have been doing lately, so in addition, like I'm working in my walks, of course, as always. Paddleboarding, I freaking love it during these summer months, but I'm starting to work in some sprint intervals. And there's a beauty. So we're talking about the kettlebell swings there. So there are any kind of like interval, the high intensity interval training. metabolic resistance training, that stuff, it's maybe not quite like the traditional form of cardio, but some studies have shown that it is very, very similar in improving your VO2 max as traditional cardio, such as jogging. So like I said, I was a sprinter when I was younger. I freaking love it. My kids were sprinters as well, and my daughter freaking loves it. So it's a great bonding experience for her and I to hit the track together. She challenges me. I'm sure I challenge her in a way as too. She doesn't want her old man showing her up on the track there. So it's fun bonding together. It's a great way. So again, it's like when you talk about like cardio taking up time from your day, if I'm doing sprints with my daughter, that is adding value to my day. It's not taking away from time. So like when you're going on the gym on the treadmill instead of being with family, that could be a little interference with your overall lifestyle. But I like this as killing two birds with one stone here. I don't think that's a great analogy to use, but it's always great to hear from some of my coaching clients, like Jeff, who gets out for bike rides with his kids, like has them on the back and in the front. It's just awesome to see the experience that they share together. So my daughter and I hitting the track for some sprints. So what we do with this is like we'll do 2 to 3 laps, so 800 to 1200 meter jog, and then we'll work in our sprint. So not working like we don't go all out for the first 100 meters, but we'll go at a pretty good clip, maybe 70%, and then walk back 100 meters. Sprint, maybe this time 70-75%, walk back 100 meters. So we do like 10, 15 rounds of those 100 meter sprints, working up to all out sprints there. And then we'll finish off with jogging around the track. Now I just started incorporating the sprint work into my overall active lifestyle this week. It's very important when you are adding something new into your lifestyle that you don't go all out, that you ease into this process, because you will be sore. Like I definitely noticed my shins were sore and fatigued for several days. The arches of my feet were a little sore. I was happy that my knees, my ankles are pretty good, my hips are really good. But I did notice like it was 2 days later, it was a leg day. It didn't have a negative impact on my leg workout. Actually, I hit another personal best that leg workout, several personal bests that leg workout. So I was worried about that. I was concerned that it was going to interfere with my leg training 2 days later, but it didn't. But I did notice it doing calves. So like because the balls of my feet, the arches of my feet were tender and sore. I also noticed like the bones of my feet were sore as well. So I had to go much lighter with the calf raises there. So a little something to pay attention to. It's really important to do your stretching, do some mobility work to help you recover from this new shock, this new stimulus to your body, no matter what kind of cardiovascular conditioning you're doing. So if you are sore, so what I did, I still wanted to work in some more cardio. So you could do a walk the following day or go for a bike ride, which is not as demanding on your joints. It was easy on my feet. It didn't have didn't have to worry about my shins. Great pump for the thighs as well. So a great way. I find biking can be it's very challenging activity for the cardiovascular condition. It's a great way to torch your legs. Man, if you look at a lot of the cyclists out there, especially the ones who aren't doing like marathon type cycling, more of the speed cycling and like shorter distance cyclists, like their thighs are freaking well built. So I think cycling is a fantastic method when you're looking at transforming your body. It's a low impact, it's fun, you get to cover a lot of ground. See the adventures out there, see all of the terrain. So I really enjoy that. Another method of doing sprint work is hill sprints. I find hill sprints a lot easier on the joints. There's something about the stride going up the hill that just feels smoother. I find it's lower impact on the ankles, the knees, the hips, and it's a great workout. You're gonna challenge your thigh muscles in a different way. It's definitely challenging coming down. I'll sprint hard on the way up and just a light jog on the way down. Sometimes I'll walk down towards the end to really kind of cool it down a bit and then really sprint as far up. But on the way down, it's a whole different experience. You feel those quads kicking in, especially as they fatigue. Again, like kettlebell routine, as like little circuit type stuff that one of the members of the Jacked Up 40 Club was mentioning there. That's a great way of incorporating things. Like I've done the battle ropes, like I said, the intervals between the battle ropes, the stationary bike. Like, in the winter months, if I don't want to be outdoors as much, I still get out for my walk, but it's tougher to incorporate a variety of activities in my active lifestyle. So I will use some of the gym equipment, the machines, to improve my cardiovascular health. And it's a great way to make the time pass by when you're do 10 minutes of battle rope, 10 minutes on the bike, or just go back and forth between the battle ropes and the bike, and then 10 minutes on the stair climber, 10 minutes on the elliptical machine, whatever. Just a great way. A rowing machine is another one. So you work in a variety of modalities to improve your cardiovascular health. And again, when you're incorporating some upper body conditioning work, it allows your body, your lower body, more time to recover and everything as well. But yeah, like jogging is definitely something that I am looking at incorporating more of into my active lifestyle as well. Something I haven't done in a long time. I will do it sparingly as well. I'm not looking to like break records for distance or anything. I like 5 kilometers is a good little distance to me. Anything under like 30 minutes for right now seems to suit me best. But I do find like running, nothing works my cardiovascular system better than jogging. So I do want to make sure I'm at least getting like 2 jogging sessions in a week is something that I'm looking at, and then incorporating the sprint work in there, whether it's hill sprints or track sprints, getting on the bike here. And again, it's all about like, I'm kind of calling audibles throughout depending on how my body's feeling, like which muscles are feeling sore from the workouts, which muscles were feeling sore from the cardio. Like I said, when my feet were sore, the shins were sore, biking is a great option because even walking was a bit of a challenge for the shins at that time. So you work in, like rowing machine would have been a great option at that point as well. So any kind of like upper body activity, I did get out on the paddleboard as well. So that's kind of the balance, the stability, paddling away, so getting the upper body going. And I was challenging myself out there. I had a good strong wind on the way home, so it definitely, I was sucking some wind at the end, but not quite like if I'm biking, jogging, and certainly not like when I'm doing sprints or anything like that. So I would love to hear from you, like what are the cardiovascular activities that you enjoy and that you feel the greatest benefit from? There's so many different activities, guys, that you can choose from. I think it's so crucially important. Like cardio gets a bad rap because I think just most people associate it with jogging, and some people just do not feel good jogging. One of the biggest reasons I stopped jogging like 10 years ago or so is I found it tough on my joints, on my ankles, on my knees, on my hips. But I was also 50 pounds overweight, over fat at that time. I was unconditioned at that time, so there was a lot more pounding on there. I wasn't taking care of my body, doing the same kind of like mobility work and yoga and stuff like that. It just was a different time in my life. So right now, things are feeling pretty damn good. So I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna see how my body responds to it all. And again, like cardiovascular conditioning is so crucially important for us, guys. Like do not neglect it. We are in this game of transforming our bodies so we can live our lives to the fullest. So we can feel our best, not just now, but for life. So don't neglect your cardiovascular health. Again, let me know which activities you enjoy the most. Drop them down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor, smash that thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.